Good afternoon. Welcome to Skip Lewis Field at BMC Durfee High School's Big 3 baseball on tap this afternoon. Evan Massoud with you here for the call. Should be a good game as New Bedford finally gets to come to Fall River for baseball action. They were slated to be here about a week and a half ago, but thanks to all the rain that we've had, that game had to get moved to New Bedford, so Durfee and New Bedford swapped home dates, and this is just, if you can believe it, we're already past the halfway mark. This is just the second game that the Hilltoppers have gotten to play on their home field. They had the home opener last week against Barnstable, took the loss 8-3, so they split with Barnstable this season 1-1. But you know, it's one of those Hilltoppers 5-6, they're kind of middle of the road, and Coach Dave Olmschneider said, you know, in the 5 wins, we've done everything right. In the 6 losses, they haven't all been bad losses. It's just a matter of really clicking and having everything come together, you know, for that perfect game, if you will. For New Bedford, 3-8. They are 1-2. They've lost to Brockton twice. Now playing Durfee, this is their last Big 3 game. Hilltoppers are 1-1 in the Big 3. They have one more game to play with Brockton. That's later this week. Also slated for Skip Lewis Field here. So now Big 3 play. We do 9 innings instead of the regular 7. So full game here. Score sheet's ready to rock, and we're ready to rock. So on the hill today for the Hilltoppers is Lucas Souza, and he is 2-0 on the season, and he's got an ERA under 2. So and that's in 3 starts. So he's looked pretty good. And this is going to be our first look at him here on Fred TV. Nick Salmon got that start last week against Barnstable. That was our first look at him on the season. Again, Durfee hasn't been home, so it's been kind of a slow start to spring sports in terms of home games. But back here today for their second home game are the Hilltoppers, and it's Big 3 play. Durfee 5-6, as I said. New Bedford 3-8. Hilltoppers did lose to New Bedford. So they're trying to even the score here on this Tuesday afternoon at the ballpark. Just about ready for a first pitch. It's a 4 o'clock start today, and unseasonably cool. We got mostly cloudy and 56 degrees. A breeze coming in from the southeast, blowing out to right field. Light breeze as the first pitch goes down low for ball 1. We're underway here at the ballpark. That one just below the knees as well for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. Let's run down the Whalers lineup here. At least the first 3 we're expected to see in the top of the first here. We have Abdul Vargas leading things off. He's the shortstop, looking at a strike, 2-1. Omar Rojas, he's the center fielder. He'll bat second, followed by Eric Lebrote. He is the third baseman, batting third. Cleanup hitter, if anyone reaches, is Joseph Pacheco. 2, 3, and 4 there in the order as that is slapped foul. Coach Seed telling me that they are probably the more dangerous bats with Rojas and Lebrote hitting actually into 300 with their batting average, so they're having good seasons. In the 5th spot, Xavier Dominguez, also a pitcher, but he's playing left field today. Justin Baker, he's the one on the hill this afternoon, batting 6th. Isaiah Robertson, the right fielder, as the 2-2 comes in. That's upstairs. Full count. Followed by, let's see, number 8 man, the first baseman, Tavon Johnson, pardon me. And the second baseman, batting 9th, Michael Chang. Full count to the leadoff man. Souza looking to start off on the right foot, and it is just outside. Souza pitching to Souza here. So Lucas on the hill, Zach doing the catching, framed that one nicely, but just a bit outside, possibly maybe just a bit low. Looked like a good pitch from here. We're a little bit, you know, off angle. So leadoff man is on. Vargas at first base, has good speed and has a decent lead. Souza already looked over there once, and they'll give him a quick check to keep him close. Defensively, the Hilltoppers stack up like this. In the infield, third base, Martinez, Ferreira, the shortstop, Ladera at second, and McDonald at first. In the outfield, left to right, Dumont, Saunders, and Salmon. Souza catching for Souza. That one up and in for a ball. And we saw Zach get out of the crouch, almost threatening to throw down to first. Again, trying to keep Vargas close by. Don't want to give up a stolen base. Zach has a good arm behind home plate, so he may get tested early. That's a big lead for Vargas. Doesn't go. That is a strike on the outside corner, very similar to that full count pitch that was called a ball for the leadoff walk, but that one a strike, so 1-1 the count. Let that one go. Timeout. Have a quick little meeting here on the hill as Martinez coming in from third as well for this mound visit from Souza. That was quick. All right, waiting on a 2-1 here. Nobody out, top of the first. Just getting going here at Skip Lewis Field. Gonna check on him again. Nothing doing over at first. Almost a suicide lead over at first. 2-1's a good count to Rana. Took something off there. That was a nasty curveball right there. First breaking ball we've seen from Souza, and it was a good one. Had Rojas completely off balance, and that evens it up at 2-2. He's going at first. A strikeout. Throw down from Souza is high. Just getting in there is Vargas, but the strikeout to Rojas is out number 1. See how strong Souza's arm is behind home plate. Maybe just a little high, but plenty of power behind it. If it was a little lower, might have actually gotten the runner. But nonetheless, important to get the first out of the ball game. That is drilled to left field. Right there, though, is Remy Dumont for the out. That's out number 2. A hot shot to left field for out number 2. That was Eric Lebrault, who flew out. Now the cleanup hitter, we'll see the catcher, Joseph Pacheco. You may have noticed there on that out that there's an orange fence out in left field. Well, that is a temporary fence, still up because of standing water. Of course, we got more rain last Friday afternoon into Saturday, and it just doesn't want to stop here with this crazy unsettled weather. We're lucky it wasn't all snow this winter because we'd probably still be buried. But a lot of standing water in left field. It kind of has a bit of a pitch to it down in the corner. So a shorter fence playing probably less than 300 feet down the line. So that one was not that close to getting out of here, but a lot closer than it normally would be if that fence wasn't there. So we'll see if that comes into play at all this afternoon. It did not in the Barnstable game, but we will see if it has any effect on the outcome, having that shorter fence there and left. Faking the throw to second. There was nobody there breaking in, so waiting on the 2-0 is Pacheco. Again, 2 down. We got Vargas at second after the leadoff walk. Next 2 retired, and now Pacheco at the plate. Souza kicks and deals that one upstairs for ball 3. Some other news about Skip Lewis Field is, we try to keep these fields in good condition, and it's always tough because, again, the water, this is very wet grounds here at Durfee, but this infield is new. It was redone back in the fall, is my understanding. That's ball 4. Snap throw to second is close, but not in time as Pacheco gets to first with the free pass. Second walk of the first inning. He's going to bring up Xavier Dominguez, the number 5 batter. But this infield, it's pretty flat. The grass is cut well up to the dirt. The field looks good. This is probably as good as I've seen the field, at least the infield. I'm not playing on it, so You know, it's the players would know better than I would, but at least visually, this is as good as the field has looked in quite a while. So credit athletic director Brad Buston. He really facilitated all this back in September, back in the fall, is my understanding. So good to see the infield in good shape. That's a little flare to right coming in with Salmon, had to wait on it. Here's the throw home. It's not in time. Vargas will score from second. It's an RBI single for Dominguez, and the Whalers out to the early lead, 1-0 the score. That ball was trouble right from the start. Kind of a cue ball off the end of the bat that just kind of flared to right, really. Good piece of hitting there to stay back. And Salmon just had to back off, had no choice there. I mean, you don't want to, with 2 out, you never want a chance trying to dive. It could get past you, and then you're looking at 3 runs. So made the right decision. He's got a strong arm. That's a grounder to short. Ferreira up and throwing to McDonald for the 6-3 put out. But the Whalers do strike first after half an inning. 1-0 is the score. And, you know, walks will kill you in this game. You give hitters, give an offense free base runners, 9 times out of 10, it comes back to bite you. And that's exactly what happened. That leadoff walk turned into a run. So 1-0 New Bedford. And now Baker getting ready to take the mound. Coach Seed for New Bedford told me that Baker is arguably their best pitcher, so definitely throwing out their top guy against the Hilltoppers here. For the Hilltoppers, really a game they need to win. We're getting now into the second half of the season, usually about a 20-game season, and this is game number 12. And at 5-6, every loss is going to really hurt. You got to win half your games to get into the playoffs. Durfee needs this big 3 win because you don't know what's going to happen against Brockton. If they lose this one, it doesn't even matter what happens against Brockton. So Brockton's 3-0. So Durfee's got to win today and go hope to knock out the Boxers on Friday and come up with a tie for the big 3. Other Durfee sports, we can tell you the softball team, I believe they're at 7-5, the ladies here, and they're having a good year. They've got a couple big 3 wins. As does volleyball. Volleyball is in a position to tie for the Big 3 championship against Brockton as well. They'd have to beat Brockton to do it, but they swept New Bedford this year. So the volleyball team not looking too bad either. So it's not been a bad spring. I'm sure the coaches and players would say, well, you know, we want to have better records, play a little better consistently, but every team always has rough patches, and truthfully for Durfee, this has been a solid spring. We've seen some springs where you're lucky to get 3 or 4 wins. So credit the teams, the athletes. They're doing their thing. Take a look at the Hilltoppers lineup. As leading off here, we'll have Ethan Ferreira, number 4. Ferreira, the shortstop. Nathan Ladera bats second, the second baseman. J.P. McDonald at first, bats third, followed by Zach Souza, the catcher. Remy Dumont in left field bats fifth. Jose Martinez, the third baseman, in the 6th hole. Nick Salmon, the right fielder, bats 7th. Tommy Lambert, the DH, batting 8th. And Matt Saunders in center bats 9th. And starting off ahead is Baker, now 0-2 quickly to Ethan Ferreira. Ferreira in the hole, and he slaps it to second. He's got speed, so Chang had to hurry on it. He gets the out, though, to Johnson, so a 4-3 put out. And there's one down. That'll bring up Nathan Ladera. Defensively for the Whalers, in the infield, LeBrault at third, Vargas at short, Chang at second, you just saw, making the throw to Johnson at first. In the outfield, Dominguez, Rojas, and Robertson left to right. Pacheco catching for Baker. One down in the bottom of the first. The left-handed Nathan Ladera steps into the box, taking pitch outside. Boy, Baker's got some pop on that fastball. Throws a little harder than Souza does for the Hilltoppers. More of a power pitcher, you can see, just even from the way he kicks off the rubber as well. That is a high pop-up coming back towards us. Pacheco reads it. Pacheco with the catch. That's 2 unassisted right there. Pop-up out, 2 down quickly in the first inning. J.P. McDonald coming in. And some pretty ominous clouds off to the north and to the west. I don't like that. Boy, it's been tough to dodge the raindrops this spring, let me tell you. Take a look at our radar here in between pitches. A strike called. Well, looks like we may stay dry. I see just the littlest of green, a little blurb just over the city of Providence off to the west. So I think we might be all right. That's popped out of play, going foul. You know, the slightest of sprinkle, yeah, we'll be fine, but no real blotches on the map. So I think we'll be good. Keep our fingers crossed. It's early in this one. Obviously, we're going to play 9 innings. Big 3 ball. We play 9. 0-2. JP grounds it to Chang. Chang up and throwing, and he'll get his second put out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Hilltoppers as Baker starts out with a nifty 1-2-3 first inning. After one full inning, 1-0 Whalers on Fred TV. Second inning about to begin here at Durfee. Top of the second, we will see the bottom third of the Whalers order. Isaiah Robertson will lead things off here, followed by Tavon Johnson and Michael Chang. Whalers struck for a quick run there in the first inning, and then set down the Hilltoppers in order there at the bottom of the first. So a good start for New Bedford. And Souza starts off behind here, 1-0 to the hitter. Had some control issues in that first inning. That's a strike. A couple walks, and unfortunately that leadoff walk to Vargas ended up proving costly as the run scored. He scored on an RBI single after getting the second on a stolen base. That's a low strike called. Wow. Lower than a couple pitches in the first inning that were not called a strike. So tough to read where our men in blue are today, behind home plate at least, in terms of his strike zone. And that is a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Souza. Retires Robertson for out number 1. Both strikeouts swinging so far. And that'll bring up Tavon Johnson, the first baseman. That one well up in the zone for ball 1. That one grabbing the outside there, so now evened up at 1-1. Both coaches tell me that the schedule has played a bit of a factor because of so many rainouts. For example, New Bedford coach here, Coach Seed, was saying that they basically have 5 games, including this one, 5 games coming up in the next 7 days. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of baseball to be played in a short amount of time. And when you only have, 2 or 3 pitchers that can start, I mean, something's got to give, as that one was sent foul and out of play. I mean, and again, the story, as I said in the open, I mean, for Durfee, they basically played the whole first half of the season on the road, with Game 11 last week against Barnstable being their home opener. So a lot of home baseball to be played, and I guess, to be 5-5 on the road with all the schedule changes, et cetera, Not a bad place to be at 5-6 right now after the loss to Barnstable, but not the worst situation to be in, knowing you get to play at home now basically the rest of the way. Toppers did make the playoffs last year, and they did win that playoff game here that they hosted. They lost in the next round on the road. That's strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks for Souza, and there are 2 down here in the second. He caught Johnson looking at an outside fastball that came back over the plate. Kind of turned it over there, a little two-seamer. And now Michael Chang will look to spoil a potential 1-2-3 inning. But, yep, the Hilltoppers definitely want to get back to the playoffs again this year. That's the goal. Big breaking curve, just a little high. That is ripped to center field, and it'll fall in. Actually, a little off the end of the bat, but Chang with the base hit. Liner there right up the middle. And we're back to the top of the order. Abdul Vargas coming to the plate. No official at bat. Got the walk in his first plate appearance. Stole second on strikeout for out number 1, and then came home to score on the 2-out RBI single from Dominguez. Stepping in now and looking at another ball upstairs. You know, seeing Souza for the first time, in this one I'd say if got to work on something as this one goes on is get that first pitch over for a strike. We've seen now a number of hitters to start getting a ball way up and out of the zone. And as timeout is called, got to get that first one over for a strike. Never want to miss high. They always say that. Never want to miss high in baseball when you're pitching, because more of an opportunity for the batter to lift the ball, get under it, and lift the ball. And that's where you sometimes see, you know, a lot of home runs or a lot of deep drives. You know, if the ball's down, it's harder to get under it. You end up hitting on top of it. You get a lot more ground balls, and most of those, or 9 times out of 10, you would assume you could at least attempt to make a play on a ground ball. Little less dangerous, especially when you got runners on, than, you know, fly balls deep to the gaps or, you know, chance them going over the fence. So that's a ground ball, but it's foul. Hit the batter while he was in the box. So 1-1 now. Runner at first, 2 down. Vargas looking to keep the inning going, and a fairly close pick there to first base. Nothing doing, though, as Chang got back to the bag. And tried again. That one even closer. Vargas still waiting on the 1-1. That one slipping out of the hand, it appeared, by from Souza. Curveball just didn't snap it off quite well enough there. Kind of sailed on him. So 2-1 now. That one was out of the zone. Boy, it's gotten chilly since that sun's gone in, too. The breeze feels that much cooler. Is a strike, generous call down low, and it's 2-2. Saunders has had to work these first 2 innings. Changing up on him, that is strike 3 swinging, so ends up striking out the side, 4 total for Souza to this point, stranding the runner at first after the 2-out single. So not a bad inning. Got out of it unscathed. No runs allowed. Just the one runner left on, one hit. No errors, clean inning. So Baker getting ready to come out now for his second inning of work. Boy, I really thought I was going to need the shades this afternoon. Thought I'd need the hat, the baseball hat. Nope. Mother Nature's playing games here this spring, and really the only game we want is baseball today. Don't need any weather games. Let's see here. Coming up in the bottom of the second, we'll see the middle of the order for Durfee. Zach Souza, Remy Dumont, and Jose Martinez. 4, 5, and 6. The side was retired in order in the bottom of the first, with Ferreira, Ladera, and McDonald going down 1, 2, 3. Here's the last warm-up pitch from Baker. We get to see the shoot down to second. And Souza stepping in now. He'll lead things off. And starting off ahead with a strike is Baker. Really threw all strikes there in that first inning. Looked very strong. Again, more of a power pitcher than Souza. Throws pretty hard. That one fouling out of play, and quickly down 0-2 is Souza. And he gets Souza to chase. Quickly down on strikes. That's the first K of the day for Baker. We have one down. Dumont stepping in. Dumont looks at a strike, 0-1. So 4 straight strikes here to start this inning for Baker. Make it 5 again. Just finding the zone. Good control here. And that's kind of what I was, alluding to in the second inning there. To see Souza, and that's slapped to right, and it's going to be just foul. Would like to see Souza try to get some of these pitchers over for first pitch strikes instead of the pitches up in the zone, because what happens is now you're automatically playing from behind or pitching from behind. You never want to have to do that. The hitters will know that sooner or later you're going to come in with something. And Baker has thrown nothing but strikes here in this second inning. 0-2 to Remy Dumont. That's upstairs. It's popped up and going foul. Out of play. So staying alive there. Strike 3 called over the outside. That's a great breaking ball there, grabbing the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks. First 5 retired in order from Baker. And now Jose Martinez. Jose had, we actually spoke to Jose at the Brian Rose baseball camp back in end of March, or mid-March rather. Always a great time, sponsored by the Bristol County DA's office. First pitch swinging, not a bad idea considering that Baker's been around the plate early in this ball game. But we talked with Jose, as well as Brian Rose and some of the younger kids. The Durfee team always helps run that day-long camp with Brian Rose. Always a fun time. Good story to go to every year. We look forward to that. As that was a strike on the outside. Looked a little wide there. But another 0-2 count on Hilltoppers batter. Baker really getting in a groove here early. Here is the 0-2 to Martinez. Down low, lays off, ball one. That's the first pitch out of the zone this inning from Baker. So Martinez bought a pitch right there. Now the 1-2. That one down low too. Really good eye to lay off that one because that looked good coming in and it just fell off the table. So 2-2. Salmon on deck if Martinez reaches. Baker looking to strike out the side in order. Just inside. And he runs the count full. Good job by Martinez here to make Baker work here a bit. 3 straight out of the zone after he had him 0-2, and now the count full. Here is the payoff pitch, rather. Down and away, great at bat from Martinez. Working the walk, first base runner of the day for the Hilltoppers. And just like that, 4 straight out of the zone for Baker. That's his first, I guess, really first blemish, you could say. Nick Salmon will step in now with a 2-out base runner. I said in the first, walks will kill you in this game. We'll see if it comes back to, a close play at first. Had Martinez leaning, which I'm not going to lie, almost a balk there from Baker, too. Kind of had a stutter step, like he was going to throw it and then wasn't. Then he decided to throw it. Got to be careful there, too. But, you know, walks will hurt you in this game as Salmon looks at a strike. It hurt the Hilltoppers in the first. We'll see if it hurts Baker here with the 2-out walk. See some sun shining there in the distance in the trees. It looks like it's going to make an appearance again. Have to put the shades back on. That one down low. Should be 1-1. And it is. And, you know, a wise decision for Salmon, too, to lay off on that first pitch. You see a pitcher that's thrown 4 pitches out of the strike zone in a row. Never swing at that first pitch. Make him throw you a strike. That is a little soft liner to second. Chang down to the knees. Played that very well to Johnson for the put out. So the Hilltoppers strand a runner, but that was a good at-bat from Martinez. Made Baker work a little bit. After 2 full, 1-0 Whalers here on Fred TV. 3rd inning coming up. 3rd inning about to begin here at Durfee High School Skip Lewis Field. Hilltoppers and Whalers battling it out in Big 3 baseball. New Bedford out to the 1-0 lead. Durfee got their first base runner last inning, but couldn't cash in. So it remains a 1-0 score. And here in the 3rd, the probably most difficult batters that Sousa's going to face throughout the lineup, and that is 2, 3, and 4 in the Whalers order. This is Rojas. We'll see Lebrault and then Pacheco following him. And the best hitters that Coach Seed has in the lineup. So now Rojas went down on strikes in the first inning. He was out number 1. And Sousa has right now 4 strikeouts on the day. Last inning, he ended up striking out the side in the second with a base hit mixed in. So it's had the strikeout pitch working at least in the second inning, which was a little easier of an inning than the first. But again, got to get through the heart of the order here. So Rojas with a 1, waiting on a 2-1 rather. That is a hit to right field. Salmon backing up a little bit. Ball traveled a little more than he thought. That's out number 1. Little fly out to right. And that's going to bring up Aaron Lebrault, the 3rd baseman. He flew out to left field. And that's what we were mentioning about the the short fence there, that temporary fence, is not that high, and it's brought in because of the wet field there in the corner. And Dumont was there for the catch, but the ball was hit pretty hard by LeBrault. So we'll see if they keep the ball away from him this time rather than coming in. And that's ball one to start off the at-bat. That is hit to third. Martinez plays it cleanly. On to first for the out. 2 down in the third. That'll bring up Pacheco, who walked in the first inning, was left to second base. The ball actually, that was really one of the more solid ground ball outs that we've seen so far in the game. And infield played actually pretty well there. Just kind of normal hops, didn't seem to redirect. Martinez had it squared up, so looks like the infield really is in pretty good shape. Grass freshly mowed, and looks like that was called a ball. Borderline, it's easy to question the strike zone, but it's been a little iffy in the early goings here. Some pitches that you wouldn't expect to be strikes have been, and some that look like they're beautiful pitches have been called a ball. So a little bit of inconsistency there. And sometimes when you have a pitcher that's not like right around the zone, like Sousa's been, he's been floating, around. We've seen some pitches up, some pitches away. Sometimes that can mess with the umpire too. So that one though, and get me over a fastball. So 2-1 the count. Got Dominguez on deck. He had the RBI single in the first. Sure that Sousa would like to keep him on deck and wait till next inning, try to finish off what would be a 1-2-3 inning. But now down in the count, 3-1 to the batter Pacheco. So good hitters count. That one down low. Pacheco walked for the second time this afternoon. So he'll take the free pass to first, and now Dominguez will get a chance. So that's 2 straight innings that the first 2 outs are made, and then a 2-out base runner. Unable to close the door for a 1-2-3 inning are the Hilltoppers. So Sousa to the stretch. Pacheco at first. Dominguez at the plate with 2 down. And that one, an inside strike. It looked like Dominguez was questioning that too, kind of a little look back. Be a little bit of like a cutter that was. It definitely had a little bit of movement on it. And that one no-go, so 1-1, ball outside. That is a pop-up off the end of the bat. This could be trouble. Salmon racing in, goes to the dive, tumbles, makes the catch in shallow right field. Had no choice there. He was reading it the whole way, even lost the baseball hat. Nice play there from Nick Salmon. That retires the side. 1 left on, but no runs allowed by the Hilltoppers. Got to get the offense going here in the third. The third inning was a good inning for Durfee on Thursday when they grabbed their 3 runs in that Barnstable game. See how they fare in the third here today. We'll see 8, 9, and 1. Tommy Lambert, Matt Saunders, and Ethan Ferreira in the lineup here after Baker takes his warm-up tosses. Again, going to take a little longer than usual, too, because for the second time in 3 innings, Pacheco, the catcher for New Bedford, was on base when the final out was recorded. So Austin Cortacci doing the catching right now, just so that Baker can get some warm-up pitches in. But Pacheco's got to get all the gear on, and he's actually not even out. I think there's only like 2 more warm-up pitches. He's not even out here yet. Here he comes. And that's all she wrote there. So just 1 warm-up pitch for Pacheco to catch, and that's the shoot down to second base. So Tommy Lambert stepping in. Tommy, the DH this afternoon.
Hey, Thomas Lambert. Hey, Tommy. Let's go, Tommy. Come on, kid. Anyway on. Let's go. Hey, Lambert. Hey, love what he's saying, kid. Let's go, Tommy. Let's go, big.
And a first pitch, swing and a miss. Challenge time with the fastball. Lambert down 0-1 to begin the third. Oh, thinking bunt. Interesting there. Nice play by Baker coming down to get it from the mound. And that's the first out. A 1-3 put out there. Matt Saunders now will step in. Strike 1 to Saunders. Baker again with another first pitch strike. That's been the theme all afternoon. And we're only in the third, but Baker really has looked strong and living up to the billing as, again, Coach Seed said that he is probably his best pitcher, and he's really living up to the talk, let me tell you. So 0-2 quickly after the foul ball there from Saunders. He's in the hole with Ferreira on deck. You just saw him run by the screen. That one fouled and out of play. Got the good part of the bat on it. You heard that, the ringing sound of the aluminum bat. Here's the 0-2 again. That's upstairs, a curveball that didn't break. That is hooked very foul and out of play, heading towards the practice field there for football. Really cut in front of that fastball. Here's the 1-0 again. I'm sorry, the 1-2 again. Upstairs, 2-2. Strike 3. That was a great breaking ball there from Baker. Third strikeout for him. And back to the top of the order we go for Durfee. First 2 set down. Here is leadoff man Ethan Ferreira. He grounded a second to begin the ball game. Coming in 0 for 1. Or coming up 0 for 1, I should say. Again, looking to change that here. Topper's still without a hit one time through the lineup. They do have the 1 walk. That was to Martinez last inning, but Durfee without the benefit of a hit through the first 9 batters. I mean, on the other side, just a couple hits for New Bedford as well. They've seen 3 walks. It's fouled back to the fence. 3 walks, yes, 3 walks and 2 singles. So really not a big offensive day for either side to begin this one. Through the first third of the ball game, if you will. Oh boy, that's a close pitch right there. That's been a strike the first 3 innings. But 2-1, so Ferreira goes from being down in the count to ahead. That one away, 3-1 now. You know, those are the kinds of calls that can sometimes rattle a pitcher too. I mean, to me, that was a beautiful pitch. The way Baker's been pitching, that should have been a strike. Little flare, kind of jammed him. That's falling fast. Falling in no man's land. There is the Hilltoppers' first hit of the day. Falling in that Bermuda Triangle there. No one gonna get it. Vargas, Rojas, and Dominguez all charging at it, and it just fell right in front of him. So that's gonna bring up Nathan Ladera. He popped out in the first, so he's 0 for 1. Now with some decent speed, though, at first base. The 2-out base runner for Durfee. I think Ladera is the only left-handed bat in the lineup, too. So different look. That's ball 1. A little more right-handed heavy, if you will, of a lineup for Durfee than last year. Had a pretty good mix last year. You know, at some point we had Bouchard and Eli Brooks were on the team. They graduated last year. Trying to think of a couple others too. So a little more balanced in terms of lefty-righty in the lineup 1 year ago, and that's always helpful. The 1-0 pitch, and that is sliced to left field. Looks like it's sized up. It is. Dominguez squeezes the glove on it. And that'll do it in the third. Durfee gets their first hit of the game, but they leave him stranded at first after 3 full innings. It is 1-0 New Bedford here on Channel 9. We're 1/3 of the way through this one. 3 full innings in the books, and New Bedford still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Both teams' offenses kind of like the weather, a little cold today. Again, started nicely at game time, but now clouding up, and temperature definitely dropping with the wind chill. So probably feeling about like 50 degrees now. It felt almost 60 when the game started with the sunshine, and it really got pretty overcast in a hurry. Luckily still dry, but much cooler than would have expected about less than an hour ago. That is lobbed up the middle for a base hit. A leadoff hit for the Whalers. That was the pitcher, Justin Baker, who led things off here in this top of the 4th. We're going to see Isaiah Robertson come to the plate now, and Tavon Johnson, and possibly Michael Chang in this inning as well. So Baker, the pitcher, gets on. He grounded a short in that first at-bat. Now on with the base hit. And real soft check over at first, soft toss. Robertson went down on strikes in the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1 now, coming into the at-bat. Yeah, that's a ball upstairs, borderline pitch. New Bedford, as I said in the open, has beaten Durfee once this year already. And Durfee hoping to even the score, and they would need to win this if they want a shot at the Big 3. If they lose this one, then Friday's game against Brockton doesn't matter. That's a great bunt. Nobody there for JP. No one covered the bag at first. Ladera and Souza didn't get there. And a beautifully placed bunt from Robertson. The first 2 have reached for the Whalers. So that's going to bring up Tavon Johnson. Now, he also went down on strikes. He went down looking, actually, in the second inning. 1 of 4 Ks for Souza. Souza's going to need a couple of them now. 2 on base, nobody out. Whalers threatening here in the 4th to pad their lead a bit. Looking for another bunt. That would be a sacrifice. It's a strike. And doesn't look like he was called on the swing. Actually, I think he was called. That was a called strike over the plate. So 0-1 the count. Has another shot to try to get the bunt down, though. J.P. McDonald playing in, very in. That's a strike. Great curveball there. Probably one of the best curveballs we've seen from Souza this afternoon. And actually, makes me wonder if Johnson maybe just was trying to bunt on his own. I don't know. I mean, thought we'd see him bunt again with just the 1 strike, but he didn't. Took the called strike, now down 0-2. And he takes a hack, and it's fouled back. Those of you new to baseball, the rule here, general rule of thumb, you don't bunt with 2 strikes. Because if you foul the ball with 2 strikes, then it's a strikeout. You're out no matter what. So typically don't bunt with the 2 strikes. Got to swing away. Snap throw to second. Oh, and it almost got away there. Good job by Ladera to back it up. That was a ball, though. So 1-2. Batter still in the box. After the snap throw, almost got away. Souza could use a strikeout here. 1-2 pitch. Faking it to second, nobody there. Definitely a little bit of miscommunication going on this inning. I'm not sure what's going on with the Hilltoppers out in the field, but nobody covered the bunt from Robertson, and we've seen Souza a couple times go for a pickoff and no one's at the bag. So it's kind of a dangerous way to live there. That is drilled to left field. That is going to fall in. Got to get it back in, and the runner will hold at third. So the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. 3 straight hits, a single to center, a infield single on the bunt, and now a base hit to left center. And that's going to bring up Michael Chang, who had a base hit in the second inning. So a big jam here for Souza and the Hilltoppers. Down 1-0, but playing with fire here. They got the bases loaded and nobody out. That's upstairs. Souza's already issued 3 walks. Don't want to run into control issues now with the bases loaded. There's nowhere to put Chang. That's down and away, 2-0. Again, Souza with a good record early on. 3 starts, a 2-0 record, and an ERA that coming into today was under 2. But the 1 run allowed today probably spiked it up just to go over 2. And now in the big spot here. 3-0. Chang in a major hitter's count here, and there's nowhere to put him. Bases juiced. The makings for a big inning here for the Whalers. Going to the windup, 3-0. There's a get-me-over pitch. Little tailing fastball again. You can work with the windup when the bases are loaded. There's no chance really, 99% of the time, no chance to steal. And that is a close pitch. My goodness. And that is called high. You judge for yourself at home, but we've seen pitches higher in the strike zone this afternoon that have been called a strike. So Coach Holmschneider not too happy. You saw the reaction from Souza. Nonetheless, a bases loaded walk for Michael Chang. He gets the RBI, and it's 2-0. An iffy call right there on the 3-2 pitch there. Actually, that was a 3-1, my bad. That was a 3-1. That was called a ball as well. As we're back to the top of the order, it is Vargas. Already his third plate appearance. He walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second. So 0 for 1 with the walk. And now we'll back off the hill. Still nobody out, a run already in, base is still loaded. Another borderline pitch. No gifts allowed today. Coach Jay Martin heading out to chat with Souza. Quick mound visit. Time to get back to baseball. So a 2-0 count to Vargas. Bases loaded. We have Isaiah Robertson at third, Tavon Johnson at second, Michael Chang at first, Vargas at the plate. 2-0 hitters count, nobody out. And Ducks on the pond. Looking to cash in. Swing and a miss. Took something off. That looked to be maybe a bit of a change up there. Saw some downward movement. Maybe even a split, but definitely took something off. So 2-1. And that's a called strike on the outside. Looked about the same as pitch called for a ball just a couple pitches ago. Evens the count though at 2-2. Souza in desperate need of an out here. And that is popped straight up. Souza has it in his sights. Squeezes the glove on it just behind home plate for the first out of the inning. That's a big first out right there. Well, there is out number one for Zach Souza, making the catch for Lucas Souza on the hill. Now Omar Rojas, 0 for 2. Struck out, flew out to right field. And he takes a healthy cut there. Swinging for the fences on the first pitch. Down to the count 0-1. Corner's playing in here. In case of a ground ball, he can come home for the force play. Martinez and McDonald playing at the lip of the grass. Middle infielders there, Ferreira and Ladera. They're playing a double play depth. If the ball comes their way, they'll go to second for 1, hopefully to first for the 2. And that's fouled off the hitter. It's 1-2. Grounded to the pitcher. Souza home for 1. Zach Souza to first for the double play. Let me just say, to allow 1 run in that disastrous setup, the base is loaded and nobody out to start the inning. Credit to Hilltoppers there. The ground ball, a big help. So a 1, 2, 3 twin killing. Yeah, just a quick meeting with the umpire. And Lucas Souza wanted to have a quick chat with our man in blue there. And now Coach Umsnyder talking to the home plate umpire as well. Definitely some pitches there that should have been called strikes that could have gone the Hilltoppers' way, and they didn't. And so Durfee definitely with some cause to chirp a little bit, I guess you can say. Some questionable calls on the balls and strikes that last inning. But nonetheless, one heck of a job by the Hilltoppers getting out of that. Souza sticking with it, battling, and that double play huge. A 1-2-3 double play to end the threat. And that was, let's see, an inning we saw 3 singles. Only the 1 run allowed, though, the 3 hits. There was the walk mixed in. No errors, though. And then the 3 left on. So very lucky the Hilltoppers are that this is only a 2-0 game after the way the top half of this inning started. Got to get the bats going, though.
Come on, 9.
3, 4, and 5 in the Durfee order to bat here in the 4th. J.P. McDonald will step in and lead it off. We'll see Zach Souza and Remy Dumont as well. Durfee got their first hit last inning, looking to maybe get some base runners earlier in an inning. They've had only 2 base runners, and both have been with 2 down. Hard to do anything with that. J.P. first pitch swinging. Grounded to third. Lee brought with a strong throw to first. A 1 pitch out for Baker, and quick start for him once again. Now Zach Souza stepping in. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. And that one a ball upstairs, I believe. That is drilled to right field, and Robertson was there for the out, but good contact. So a fly ball to right, and on 3 pitches, 2 outs for Baker. Remy Dumont stepping in. He struck out looking in his first at-bat, 0 for 1 as well. See if he takes a couple pitches here. And that's ball 1. Foul ball going back. Swung through that one, so 1-1 the count. Up and in for a ball, 2-1. That is popped up. Racing in, that was the right fielder Robertson, but Johnson, the first baseman, backpedaling down the line into foul ground, or right at the line, really, making the catch there. So the pop up to first. 1-2-3 inning for Baker, and done with 4 here at the ballpark. 2-0 New Bedford over the Hilltoppers. 5th inning coming up. Top of the 5th coming up here for Hilltoppers and the Whalers. We'll see the number 3 hitter here, Eric LeBron, start things off. He's 0 for 2, followed by the cleanup hitter, Joseph Pacheco, and then Xavier Dominguez. 2-0 New Bedford leading. Saunders back out there on the hill. That is hit to center field. Saunders moving over, and he calls off Salmon, makes the catch. So good start here to the inning for Souza, getting the fly out. 0 for 3 is Liebrault. He's flown out twice now after that one. Pacheco coming up. No official at-bats. He's had 2 plate appearances, and he's been on base twice with 2 walks. So no official record, if you will. Takes a strike. Here's the pitching line through, let's see here, for at least for Baker. We'll tally up Saunders' after this 5th inning, but through 4 innings. That's a ground ball to short. Slow grounder. Ferreira throwing. Pacheco not too fast, so just getting it there. Plenty of time. The ground ball out. And I said the wrong name, by the way, so we'll tally up Baker before the bottom of the 5th inning. But for Souza on the hill, through 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks. And I guess you could update those numbers to through 4 2/3, because now we got 2 down here in the 5th inning, and it's Dominguez coming up. RBI single in the 1st. He got the scoring started, popped out to right field. That was the tumbling play there from Nick Salmon to end the 3rd. So he's 1 for 2 on the day. And Souza looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. Hasn't had the luxury of one. Could use one. Ball 2, 2-0. The pitcher, Justin Baker, on deck for the Whalers. He started last inning with the base hit and scored the 2nd run of the game. So he's 1 for 2 on deck should Dominguez reach. That's a ground ball to short, deep short. Ferreira showing off the arm. 1-2-3 inning for Souza. Setting down the side in order for the first time this afternoon. Keeps it at 2-0. Nice strong inning for him going through the middle part of the order. Again, just what the doctor ordered. Really needed that. So through 5. 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 4 Ks for Souza. He's scoreless. 1-2-3 5th inning. Let's take a look at Baker's line here. We go through again through 4 full innings. I mean, really has been outstanding to this point. Pretty easy, pretty easy to tally up. 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 Ks, no runs allowed, earned or unearned. So it's been a great afternoon through 4 innings for Baker on the hill. We'll see Jose Martinez to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th as we're halfway through this one. Martinez walked in his first plate appearance. That was in the 2nd inning. We'll see Nick Salmon as well. 0 for 1, ground ball out to 2nd. And Tommy Lambert also 0 for 1 with a grounder to the mound. The only hit belongs to Ethan Ferreira, and that was back in the 3rd. It was a single to center field. Key for Durfee, I'd say for the Hilltoppers, I mean, you don't want to make things easier for Baker, but, you know, he's throwing so many strikes. We kind of saw this last inning. There were no strikeouts. Swing a little earlier in the count. I mean, what the heck? Try to put the bat on the ball, make the Whalers rather field and, you know, have to get the out. By putting the ball in play. A lot of first pitch strikes. Baker's been right around the zone all game. And Martinez, good eye there to lay off that one. He was down the count 0-2 back in that 3rd inning, and he worked the walk with 4 straight pitches out of the zone after being in the hole. So, and now starting off ahead 2-0 there with the ball down low. Say one thing you got to say, Baker works quick. He gets the ball and is ready to throw. Good hack from Martinez. That's fouled back behind us off the roof of the snack shack. 2-1. And that is sliced foul, evening the count at 2-2. So a couple good hacks from Martinez. There's nothing to show for it, unfortunately. He steps back in the box. Calling timeout again. Here's the 2-2. Laying off it. Another tough pitch to take there and not bite at it. But a full count for Martinez. Payoff pitch, here we go. That's upstairs and fouled away again. Good at bat. This has been a good at bat, 2 good at bats so far in this game for Martinez. That first one again as well, where he worked the walk, that first plate appearance. And that is a grounder to short. Coming up throwing. And good for the out. Vargas on to first. So Martinez with the ground ball out, but a good at bat. Again, bringing up the pitch count a little bit for Baker. I'll tell you, the way Baker's been pitching with, a 2-0 lead feels almost like an 8-0 lead because he's been really dominant on the hill, and the Hilltoppers have not been able to figure him out. Stepping in now, Nick Salmon. With 1 down, nobody on. 0 for 1 on the day. Takes a hack. That one going back behind the plate, too. So 1-1 the count. Started off ahead. Now 1-1 after the foul ball. A little nubber at the plate. And that'll make it 1-2. Salmon calling timeout, trying to maybe upset the rhythm a little bit of Baker. Again, really dealing here. He's got a quick, he's a quick worker. Slapping it foul as Salmon staying alive, protecting the plate. Salmon back in. Here's the 1-2 again. Curveball down low, staying off it, 2-2. Baker's shown a really good hook, and Hilltoppers are not biting at it. Good control at the plate. Baker with a bit of a fist pump there on the strikeout. Not sure. It's not the end of the inning. There's nobody on base, so I'm not quite sure what's cause for celebration there. Kind of an odd timing, but a good pitch, let me tell you that. Outside corner, good spot. Showing the heat. Really rearing back there as well for strike 1 to Tommy Lambert, the DH. He is 0 for 1. Faking the bunt, down low for a ball, 1-1. That last strikeout makes it 6 in a row, retired by Baker. Going back to the end of the 3rd. Outside, 2-1. That one falling down too, kind of fell off the table there, a sinking fastball. 3-1 to Lambert. Good hitters count for him. With 2 down, on deck is Matt Saunders, the number 9 man. He has a strike at the knees, full count. Baker looking to retire the side in order, and he does. Very defensive swing from Lambert. Couldn't do anything with the fastball. Back-to-back Ks to end the 5th, 5 in all for Baker. Another 1-2-3 inning through 5, 2-0 New Bedford. Lucas Souza ready to deal here in the 6th inning. His team's still down 2-0 after Baker set down the side in order again. So 7 in a row, retired by the Whalers starter, who's looked really good. Souza has not looked bad, not as dominant, but you know, a couple tough innings. For the most part, though, a pretty solid start. Just has had no run support to help him out. That's why the score is what it is, 2-0 the score here. It's gotten a little chillier. We've dropped a couple degrees on the old temperature here, so we're down to 53, but with the wind probably closer to 49, 50 degrees. That's chilly for, you know, first full week of May. Actually, second full week of May, really. But we're getting through it here. Already into the 6th. Fairly quick-moving game. That was a great curveball, but dropping a little low. 1-2 the count to Justin Baker, the pitcher. Baker 1 for 2 with a run scored. And takes a close pitch. It's 2-2. The Durfee bench shaking their heads again at the call from the umpire. Not liking the strike zone this afternoon. And no swing. So Baker lays off that, checks the swing, full count. Baker started the 4th inning, which resulted in, that started with the bases loaded and nobody out. He scored the only run that inning, which the Hilltoppers were lucky. Only 1 run came across the plate. That is popped up. Anybody calling for it? J.P. McDonald calling for it. He's got it for out number 1. Good communication there by the Hilltoppers infield. So a pop up to the first baseman for out number 1. Now Isaiah Robertson coming up. Tavon Johnson to follow. Robertson laid down probably as good of a bunt as you're going to see from a high school player for a base hit last inning. Would have been real close if someone was at first to receive the play there, to receive the ball, but nobody had covered the bag. Needless to say, it was a fantastic bunt down that first base line from Robertson. To do it in a spot nobody was probably expecting it really either. That one missed up high, so 1-1 now. And boy, it's gotten dark too. Upstairs, 3-1. Was ahead of 0-1, and now 3 straight out of the zone. Souza with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts so far, but no strikeouts since the 2nd inning. And that one upstairs for ball 4. 5th walk of the day. And that puts Robertson on for the 2nd time. So now after the strikeout in the 2nd for him, he's been on the last 2 plate appearances. Johnson coming up 1 for 2. He had a base hit back in the 4th. That one upstairs too. Souza missing upstairs with his last 4 or 5 pitches. Check out the landing spot there on the mound. That one upstairs as well. So some control issues here for Souza in this 6th inning. Had a great 5th inning there, 1-2-3. His first 1-2-3 inning of the day, and now here in this 6th inning, running into some control issues. 6 straight out of the zone. There's a get me over strike. Brings it to 2-1. Got to keep him honest there. That's a good hitter's count and swinging away. was Johnson, but he got jammed, fouled it over the visitors' dugout there to the right. And it's 2-2. Runners going. And a great throw, but did they get him in time? Yes, they did. Couldn't see the tag from my vantage point, but a great throw down from Zach Souza. Guns down the runner at second. So we're caught stealing, and just like that, 2 down. Full count to Johnson. And it will be ball 4, so second walk of the inning, but with 2 down. So now here is Michael Chang. He'll get to hit. The number 9 man. He's been on twice today, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Strike 1 to Chang. Souza starting off ahead with the, again, that kind of turnover fastball has really been one of his best pitches. Every time he's needed a strike, he's been able to go to that and catch that outside corner. And then a slow hook there, that one just a bit inside. But really that 2-seamer has been pretty reliable for Souza in the ball game so far, at least through through the first 5 here, the first 6 or 5 plus. Good pitch it's been for him. There it is again, ground ball to short. Ferreira will have to go to first. Slingshot, good dig at first. McDonald having to play the hop with the stretch. Gets out number 3. Nicely done there. Side retired for the Whalers. So 6 decent innings there for Souza. He's had to work hard. 6 walks on the day, but only a couple hits and the 2 runs. So I don't think he's done, but not a bad 6 innings for him. Again, just got to get him some run support, and that'll really, help the cause here. 2-0 is not an insurmountable lead especially against a 3-8 team, one that you've already seen this year, meaning the Whalers. So Hilltoppers have some work to do with the bats. They're going to have 9, 1, and 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Saunders, Ferreira, and Ladera. Saunders is 0 for 1. Ferreira 1 for 2, and Ladera 0 for 2. And it's Ferreira, the only Hilltopper with a hit in this contest. Baker heading back out there. Only a couple warm-up pitches there, ready to rock and roll. Here comes Saunders. Saunders again 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out looking back in the 3rd. And for Baker on the hill, he has retired 7 Hilltoppers in a row, and he has struck out the last 2. That ended the 5th. So he's been on a bit of a roll here. He starts off ahead. 0-2 very quickly to Saunders. 5 Ks on the afternoon for Baker. He's set up for number 6. Timeout called. High fastball. Saunders not chasing it. Slaps it to right. Robertson is there. Didn't even have to move. And that is out number 1. Back to the top of the order, Ethan Ferreira coming up. Last Hilltopper to reach base, and that was back in the 3rd. Again, with the single to center, the only hit for Durfee. First pitch swinging, it's popped up. I don't even see it. Oh, coming behind us. Glad it wasn't heading towards the head because I didn't see it. Didn't see it till the last second. So a foul ball for strike 1 to Ferreira. So he's down 0-1. That one down and away, close pitch, but down and away for a ball, 1-1. Same spot, 2-1 now. Laying off of it for ball 3. No swing. Good control there by Ferreira. He's got a count in his favor, 3-1. Or is it 2-2? I don't think he swung. Oh, and that's a strike. They called a swing on it. Wow, I'm surprised. The first base umpire said there was no, he put his hands up, no swing, but I think the home plate umpire overrode him. Thought it was 3-1, but nope. There's a strikeout. That's number 6. And there's 2 down. So we'll see Nathan Ladera now, who's 0 for 2. A pop-up and a pop-up to the catcher and a fly ball to left field. And he'll look at a strike to start the at-bat. A little low there. Grounded to the left side. Charging is Vargas, and the first miscue defensively for either side. Vargas just overran it. And that will be an E6. Hilltoppers have a 2-out base runner. That breaks up a string of 9 in a row, retired by Justin Baker, the pitcher for New Bedford. J.P. McDonald is grounded out twice this afternoon, once to second, once to third. And he comes up now, the number 3 hitter, with a 2-out base runner. Base runners are so valuable, especially when you're trailing and it's getting to the latter half of the game here, bottom of the 6th inning. Already 2/3 through this one. JP starts off ahead, 1-0 the count. Fastball dove down and away there. Inside, he jammed him. He took a hack, grounds it foul. Zach Souza on deck, should we get that far. Durfee's never had more than 1 man on in any inning. That's hit to right center pretty well. Robertson giving chase. Center fielder, Rojas, running it down, taking charge, showing some serious speed out there. He covered a lot of ground to get that fly ball. So we'll call it a F8, fly out to center, even though it was really towards right field. Hilltoppers strand their 3rd base runner, 2-0 after 6. 2/3 of the way through Big 3 baseball here at Skip Lewis Field at Durfee High School. Hilltoppers hosting the Whalers. Evan Massoud with you. We begin the top of the 7th here on Fred TV at the top of the order. Abdul Vargas, the leadoff man, getting his 4th plate appearance here. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Also had a stolen base. That was back in the 1st. Good bunt, but just foul. Had the right idea, though. Really deadened the ball. Just went a little foul. Vargas scored the 1st run of the game. It's only a 2-0 game, but Baker has really stymied the Hilltoppers offense this afternoon. Nothing doing. 1 hit, 1 walk, and an error last inning by the defenders to get Durfee's 3rd base runner. But, I mean, that's really been it. It's been all pitching for the Whalers. And the couple of runs that they have come thanks to, you know, a couple walks here and there and some free passes. They strung together some hits as Souza gets the strikeout there. 2nd time Vargas has gone down on strikes. And that's actually it's the 5th strikeout for Souza. 1st strikeout since the 2nd inning when Vargas ended the 2nd inning. So now Rojas will come up. He is 0 for 3. But, you know, for Souza, he's walked 6. And while the bases loaded, nobody out situation came thanks to 3 straight hits in the 4th, he walked in a run. So they got the run via a walk. In the 1st, the leadoff man, Vargas, got on thanks to a walk. He stole 2nd. He scored on a single, but the walk came back to bite you again. So, you know, you can't give an offense free passes without expecting you know, things to turn out badly. Most of the time it does. And the walks have hurt Durfee, in my opinion, this afternoon. Two-one. Strike, it's 2-2. Eric Lebrault on deck. Got to deal with Rojas first. 2-2 pitch from Souza. Good curveball, but it bounces in. And that'll run the count full with 1 out. Again, if you're just joining us, Big 3 ball, we play 9 innings. Not the usual 7, so this is not the last inning. Got 2 more to go. Chasing it on the 3-2 was Rojas. That would have been ball 4. Upstairs, that ball was practically at his shoulders, definitely above the letters, but he chased it. Count stays full. Battle continues. Here's the pitch. Good pitch, fouled at the dish. We'll do it again. Timeout call by Rojas. Souza with the 3-2 pitch again. Grounded to 3rd. Martinez plays it cleanly. On to 1st, just in time, and there's 2 down. Brings up Lebrault, who is 0 for 3. So, ironic here, the 2 best hitters for the Whalers, 0 for 7 combined. That's Rojas and Lebrault, both of them hitting in the 300s in terms of average, and they are a combined 0 for 7 with that last ground ball out. It's the rest of the order that's done some damage against Souza and the Hilltoppers. So go figure, right? Baseball is a game for statisticians, I'll tell you. It's all about numbers. That has popped up behind us, falling fast and into foul ground. But, you know, statisticians, numbers guys, they love baseball. That's what it's about. And it's an interesting pattern here to see that the 2 best hitters arguably are combined 0 for 7. And now a curveball in there for a strike. It's 0-2 to Lebrault. That is fouled at the dish. Lunging at the curve was the batter, and he stays alive. LeBron able to foul it off. Oh, 2 again. That's upstairs. He'll lay off it. That one above the eyes, so good to lay off that one. 1-2 now. Don't want to give any more away. That's a good waste pitch there with the 0-2 count. Don't want to give any more away and chance running the count full. Good curveball lofted. That may fall in. Saunders can't get there. Salmon runs it down. Throw to second is not in time. And Lucas Souza has to do a cartwheel to keep it in front of him from getting away. So LeBron gets the hit, and he goes to second base. It's a double. Oh, Pacheco will come to the plate now. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And the 2-out base runner again for the Whalers. A number of times they've done this to Souza. Souza with just 1 1-2-3 inning in this game. Curveball over for strike 1 to Pacheco. Got a hold here. Keep it a 2-run game. The way Baker's pitching, you don't want this deficit to get any bigger. Little cue ball. Nice job by McDonald to go get it. Souza covering the bag. 3-1 put out there for out number 3. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. It's 2-0 Whalers. Hilltoppers coming to bat. We'll see Zach Souza, the cleanup hitter, to lead things off. Remy Dumont will follow, and Martinez will bat third. Anybody reaches, we'll see Nick Salmon. And Baker back out on the hill as expected. Has been masterful this afternoon for New Bedford. Next time, we got to bring a portable space heater. Let's recap the scoring here. I mean, really, just the 2 runs. Again, Vargas led the game off with a walk. He stole second on out number 1. It was a strikeout. Couldn't get to throw him out. So we ended up at second. Then with 2 down, Xavier Dominguez drove him home in the 1st inning. Stayed that way till the 4th. And in the 4th inning, the Whalers started off with 3 straight hits to load the bases with nobody out. Michael Chang walked with nobody out. He was the 4th man to bat. He walked. Close pitches in that at-bat. Questionable pitches or calls at the plate. Baker would score after that leadoff single. He was the man at third, so he scored on the bases loaded walk. And that's been it. I mean, a couple spots. I mean, Hilltoppers got out of that inning with the 1-2-3 double play, which was, just at the right time, let me tell you. But on the other side, in terms of offense, Durfee has struggled this afternoon to figure out Mr. Justin Baker, who's been fantastic on the hill. He'll start the 7th inning here with that 2-0 lead. Zach Souza will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. We have action in the bullpen just to the left. Ethan Ferreira warming up a quick pace. That has popped up. First pitch swinging. Coming in foul ground. It's going to be out of play and over the fence. But action in the pen. Ferreira warming up. Ferreira has been playing shortstop through the first 7. I have a feeling Souza's day is done on the hill, so we may see Ferreira come in to pitch. Zach Souza down 0-1 now after the foul ball. Takes a curveball in there, and knee buckler 0-2. And a strikeout. 7th K for Baker this afternoon. That's the second time Souza's gone down on strikes. Brings up Remy Dumont. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. A pop up to first. And he takes a hack and strike one. Baker just rearing back with the fastball right now. Overpowering the Hilltoppers. Inside for a ball. Again, the way the standings are, Brockton is Brockton beat New Bedford twice. Slow ground ball, and nobody can do anything with it. The runner will reach. Remy Dumont will reach on the error. We'll call that an E5 on the third baseman. Second error of the afternoon for the Whalers. So a one-out base runner for the Hilltoppers. In fact, it's the first time they've had a base runner out without 2 outs. So he will get something going here. Jose Martinez at the plate, walked in the second, grounded out in the 5th, but he's had 2 fantastic at-bats this afternoon. That one away. So looking at the Big 3 standings here, Durfee with the 1-1 league record. Now New Bedford is 1-2. They lost twice to Brockton. They beat Durfee. Durfee lost to New Bedford on the road, but they beat Brockton on the road. So so right now Brockton is 2-1. If the Whalers hold on to this game, New Bedford will be 2-2. Durfee will be 1-2. Brockton 2-1. With 1 game to be played between Durfee and Brockton. So there's a possibility, if things pan out and stay the way they are today, if Durfee can win on Friday against Brockton, should see a 3-way tie for the Big 3. Of course, if Durfee is able to come out on top in this one, they would be tied with Brockton right now going into that decisive game on Friday. So, you know, kind of pick your poison. You'd play for a win on Friday where everybody ties, or come out on top today and have to win Friday. So, got to see what happens today. But right now, you know, Durfee not out of it yet in terms of the league. That is slapped foul. 2-1. Durfee not out of it, though, in terms of league play and playoff spots. Still a lot of baseball to be played this season, but in terms of, I mean, this week is it for Big 3. Remy Dumont at first. Martinez at the plate. 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Nick Salmon on deck, 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in his last at-bat. Good hitters count. Upstairs for a ball. Toppers with 2 base runners in an inning for the first time in the game. It's just the second walk issued by Baker, both of which have been to Martinez, who, like I said, has had 3 great at-bats this afternoon, or 3 great plate appearances. Of course, the walk is not an official at-bat. Coach Seed coming out. We'll see if he makes the move here. He's just going to have a mound meeting. I'd kind of be surprised to see him take the ball from Baker the way he's pitched this afternoon. Talking it over with the catcher and the third baseman. Baker's going to stay in. Nick Salmon at the plate, Tommy Lambert on deck. Both struck out in their last at-bats. Hilltoppers' best opportunity of the day here. 2 runners reaching without the benefit of a hit, an error and a walk. So tying run at first, go-ahead run at the plate. It's a 2-0 game, 1 out. We have Dumont at second, Martinez at first, Salmon at the plate. Here's the pitch from Baker. Strike on the outside. Kind of a get-me-over curveball there. Close pitch there at the knees, but that one, you know, that little deceptive. That was actually a really good pitch. The way Pacheco caught it, his glove was moving down. Work across the plate, right at the knees. There's a good curveball there. 0-2 to Salmon, quickly down in the count. Probably thinking fastball here after the 2 straight curves. Outside, just missing. Salmon did not chase, but definitely going back to the heater there with the 0-2, trying to put him away. Now it's 1-2. Runners take their leads. No one holding on. Cheating back in is the shortstop, Vargas. Salmon held up on it. Good discipline at the plate. Good eye. 2-2. We're even up. Timeout. Salmon gonna just break up again, break up that rhythm. Baker is such a quick worker on the mound. Can sometimes disrupt. I mean, he hasn't been in the stretch much at all today anyway, so just that alone can kind of mess with you when you're used to being in the windup. Here's the 2-2 to Salmon. Down and away, full count, and Baker a little frustrated, just sort of kind of flinch back. Mad at himself for maybe overthrowing that fastball. Now the count is full. Lambert on deck. Salmon has worked it full. Here's the payoff pitch from Baker. Kicks and deals. Salmon stays alive, fights it off. Here we go again. 3-2 timeout is called and granted to Salmon. Baker has to wait and think about it again. Salmon back in there. Baker gets the sign. Here's the payoff pitch once again. The 3-2. Salmon spoils it, sending it fouling out of play. Salmon has battled to work it full. He's fouled off a few. Here's the 3-2, and he struck him out. Dropped the hook on him. 2 down. 8th strikeout for Baker, and that was a big one right there. Now Tommy Lambert stepping in. All you need is a base hit here. Keep the inning going. Runners will be off on contact, so swinging for the downs on strike 1. But a base hit has a good chance to at least get the Hilltoppers on the board with the runner in scoring position. And Dumont up and away, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Hilltoppers haven't had a hit since the 3rd. That is popped up, coming behind us. And now 2 strikes on the batter. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Baker. Got him! Ends up striking out the side in the end of it, stranding the 2 Hilltoppers. After 7 innings of ball, the Whalers continue to lead 2-0. Zach Hooser just throwing down to second base after the warm-up tosses. Couple changes for the Hilltoppers. Moving from short to the mound, as we said last inning, we suspected Ethan Ferreira will now be pitching. He was warming up during that bottom of the 7th inning, so he will take the mound in relief of Lucas Souza, who went 7 innings. Only the 2 runs allowed. He is slated to take the loss if it stays this way. Hilltoppers will need to tie it up to erase that decision, that potential loss. First pitch swinging for Dominguez. It's a grounder to Buston just into the game. Nice throw. So Braden Buston was the other change. He took over at shortstop for Ferreira, and he gets right into the game and has to get busy right away. Grounder to short there for the out. So Dominguez is gone. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th. And that brings up Justin Baker, the pitcher. So the fact that he's going to continue to hit would assume he's going to stay out on the hill in the bottom of the 8th, unless the score changes drastically. There's a strike for Ferreira. Showing bunt, could not bring it back, and it's 0-2. Timeout call by Baker. Ground ball going foul. Oh, 2 pitch again to Baker. Strike 3 called. Ferreira gets his first strikeout, and he gets it on called strikes. So first K for him. He set down the first 2. Isaiah Robertson coming up now, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2 with a hit, and that was a bunt single and a walk last time up. Was caught stealing second. And he takes a ball, and I just felt the drip. Please say it isn't so. We've gotten through getting a little bit of rain now. A couple drops. Made it through almost the entire ball game without any rain. And just felt a couple raindrops, so we'll see what happens here. We'll stay with it as long as we can. Check that radar and see if we get, whoa, knocking him down. Oh, just a little spot on the map. So I think we're going to be just fine. We should get through the rest of this game. In fact, the spot is actually already past us, so this is just a remnant on the cloud. So I think the cloud's overhead. So I think we'll be fine here. There's a strike on the 3-0. Unfortunately, the scorecard's going to get all wet, but worst things could happen. 2 down. On deck is Tavon Johnson, but Ferreira hoping it won't get to that. Here's the 3-1. Little chopper back to the mound. Ferreira will field it, throw on a first. A 1-3 put out. A 1-2-3 inning for Ferreira in relief. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the score still 2-0 Whalers. And the rain just really kind of adding insult to injury right now.
Go, boys. Come on now, line.
Okay, we should see Saunders, Ferreira, and Ladera here in the 8th inning. Gonna have to put the hood on here, protect the headset, keep the head dry. I gotta tell you, the spring is always rough with the weather, especially the last couple years. I mean, 2 years ago we had that just horrible winter, feet of snow. And so spring sports got off so late because of that. Too much snow on the fields too late in the year. Fields were too wet. In fact, I remember that year, Fenway Park, even for the Red Sox home opener, they were worried that there wouldn't be enough time to get the snow off the field, and you can't just plow it. Got to get the grass on. You can't just plow snow on a grass field. They actually brought in black sand, trying to use Mother Nature. It's called an albedo effect, which basically albedo is the reflectivity of something, of a surface. So you bring in black dirt, and scatter it, or sand, and scatter it all over the snow-covered Fenway field. Well, black absorbs light, absorbs heat from the sun versus the white snow, which reflects it. And it actually melted the field, which was pretty remarkable. But my point in all this is the spring is always so tough weather-wise. And honestly, I mean, right now, this feels more like November football, if I'm being honest with you. October, November football right now. I mean, it is cold out here, and it's damp. We got the drizzle. It's not fun. Not fun when you expect spring sports. You play baseball. It's a summer sport. You expect it to be nice. I mean, this is not fun conditions, I'm sure, for the players to play in. I mean, always fun to come and watch a ball game, but I mean, the conditions still not ideal. If the sun had stayed out, we would have had a really nice afternoon, but kind of gloomy and dark and cold for the spectators and the players. Sliced foul. Saunders staying alive. But it's been, it's kind of a nasty day, and the score being only 2-0. Hilltoppers not doing much on offense, making it seem even maybe a little worse than it is for some. Chopper again staying alive, and Baker just kind of rearing back with all heaters right now. Throwing hard, reaching back with the fastball there. We'll do the 0-2 pitch again here to Saunders. Then it's back to the top of the order. Saunders is 0 for 2. Stays alive again, almost same spot, last 3 pitches basically. Timeout called. Baker, I think, thought it was going to be granted. He just stopped the windup, and the umpire didn't actually give time, so probably should have continued. He's lucky there wasn't anybody on base there. Would have been a balk. Curveball hooked to the third baseman. LeBron throws on to first for the first out of the 8th. And that'll bring us back to the top. Ethan Ferreira will step in. He's 1 for 3. Ladera on deck. nobody warming up, so we're going to assume that Ferreira will end up finishing things off in the 9th. Or will pitch the 9th, obviously. Not going to finish it off. Hilltoppers don't have a lead. That could change, but there's a strike, 1-1. I think the scoreboard there out in center actually has had some work as well. You can see it on your screen. Because the lights, I don't recall it working last year. Or maybe it was the year before, but I know there were some issues with it. And all those lights, the numbers, everything looks brand new. Like there's no lights out, no pieces of numbers out. And I believe that was a problem maybe last year or the year before. So it looks like the scoreboard might have had some work too. Some new electronics. The framing's the same, but there was, for quite a while, the scoreboard was not being used. Actually, we see a new power stanchion out there too. Some looks like solar receiver or power out there. So that's popped up, but good to see the scoreboard working. And Ferreira pops out for out number 2. That'll bring up Nathan Ladera. He reached on an error back in the 6th inning. Before that, 0 for 2. So 2 down, nobody on, and a strike called. Grounded to second. Chang scoops it. High throw, but Johnson, no problem. Another 1-2-3 inning for Baker. He has been fantastic this afternoon through 8 innings, holding the Hilltoppers scoreless. We'll head to the 9th next on Fred TV. 9th inning about to begin here. We'll see Tavon Johnson, Michael Chang, and Abdul Vargas. 8, 9, and 1. Ferreira will stay on the hill. We tallied up the line for Lucas Souza this afternoon. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, all earned. 6 walks and 6 strikeouts. Ferreira starts off ahead with the strike to Johnson. Had a 1-2-3 8th inning with a strikeout. Good hook, but just a bit inside and up. Count is even at 1-1. Again, 2-0 Whalers here. We're in the 9th inning on Fred TV. Last hope for the Hilltoppers. Got to hold here and hope to maybe put a rally together. A little bit of drizzle is picked up again here at Skip Lewis Field. 1-2 from Ferreira as he gets into the windup. Got him. Second strikeout for Ferreira since coming into the game. 1 out here in the 9th. Brings up Chang. Chang is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. First pitch swinging, and it will roll foul. That one just away, maybe a little up. 2-1 the count to Chang. Leadoff man Vargas is at the top of the order here. He is up next. Stung but caught by Martinez at third. And so we will go back to the top of the order with 2 down. Vargas has kind of had a mixed bag today. A walk, stolen base, a run scored, 2 strikeouts, and a pop-up to the catcher. This will be his 5th plate appearance, 4th official at bat. He's had a busy day. And he'll look at a strike. If he reaches, we'll see Rojas. Ferrero wants to end this inning right here. Very defensive swing, off balance on the very slow breaking ball. 0-2. That's up and away. So 1-2. Ferrero ready though. That one is just up and away, so evening up at 2-2. And a good eye from Vargas, letting that one go. So works it full, 3-2. Full count with 2 down here. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's upstairs. Ball 4, second walk for Vargas this afternoon. He's a 2-out base runner. That's going to bring up Omar Rojas, who's 0 for 3. Pardon me, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Good speed at first base. So got to keep an eye on Vargas, and they are. Grounded to third. Is it going to go foul? It does. Just by a hair. So Rojas will be down in the count 0-1 after first pitch swing there. That one took a while to get down the line too, so might have beat it out if it stayed fair actually. Been a tough day at the plate for Rojas, 0 for 4 as I said. Snap throw to first and a little off the mark. McDonald had to reach into foul ground to reel in the throw. That one was up and away, ball 1. So the count now 1-1 to Rojas with the runner at first. Curveball called a strike. That was a ball a couple pitches ago. 1-2 to Rojas here in the 9th. 2-0 Whalers. Hilltoppers trying to keep it that way. Vargas is going. They'll foul it off. That's going behind us and out of play. So back to the bag at first will go Vargas. Down and away, 2-2. Eric Lebrault on deck. He is 1 for 4. Had a double last at bat in the 7th inning. Was left at second base. Going again at first was Vargas, and a good job by Rojas to stay alive. Foul it off. 2-2 again. That is drilled to left field. Will it go foul or stay fair? And it's a foul ball. That ball had plenty of distance on it. But it goes foul. So it'll be a 2-2 pitch again here. With 2 down in the 9th to Rojas. Here it is from Ferreira. Grounder to the left side, Martinez. Will throw to first. Did McDonald get it? Yes, he did. What a nice play by McDonald to dig it out, get out of the way of the runner. Dangerous play there. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to see Baker on the hill looking to close out a complete game shutout against their big 3 rivals here are the Whalers, looking to knock out the Hilltoppers this afternoon. Here the Hilltoppers say 1, 2, 3 hits. Yeah, that's exactly what they need. Been really struggling in the hit department this afternoon. In fact, just the 1 hit, so that tells the story right there. Good news for Durfee is the heart of the lineup will be seen here in the bottom of the 9th, and it'll be J.P. McDonald leading it off. We'll also see Zach Souza. We'll see Remy Dumont. Boy, the wind has picked up a bit too. Really, really chilling things off here as we get ready to play the bottom of the 9th. Hilltoppers' last chance. 2-0 really has felt like 10-0 this whole game because Baker has just been completely dominant on the hill. But McDonald starts off ahead. He's 0 for 3 in the game, has the count in his favor, 1-0 to begin the 9th. And he swings through that one, middle in. Power against power. The fastball was blown by him. Never thought I'd say it, but we need lights here at Skip Lewis Field. It really is dark. Another hard fastball that JP swings through, so 1-2 now. Nine strikeouts on the afternoon for Baker. Overthrew that one, looking for number 10. Little number, oh, it stays fair. Oh, that was something, huh? Thrown away, and a base runner to lead off the inning. McDonald. That was crazy. It actually went into foul ground, and then it spun back fair. Infield single for McDonald. So the leadoff man is on. Zach Souza will step in 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. You know, with a couple lefties, a couple right-handers, I should say, coming up here, that short fence in left field has not come into play. A 2-run shot would tie it up. First pitch strike to Souza. And I am just too cold to sit any longer. I mean, it is so cold right now with the wind. We'll stand for a bit. Zach struck out in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th, struck out in the 7th. That gets away. JP up to 2nd base. that went out of play, so one base, but JP was already to second base. I mean, his run means a lot, but then again, it doesn't necessarily mean that much because it wouldn't tie up the ball game. It would just make it a one-run game. I don't want him to get to third, obviously, if you're the Whalers, but it's not like he is the tying or go-ahead run at this time. Souza flies it to right. JP's going to tag. It's going to be a tough play. It'll fall foul. Remy Dumont on deck. He reached on an error last time up. He's 0 for 2. Souza in the hole, 1 and 2. With JP McDonald in scoring position after that wild pitch 2 pitches ago. Little nubber. It's going to Chang. Chang's got to hurry. Gets it to first, but McDonald over to third. So moving over on the fielder's choice was McDonald. Souza grounds out 4 to 3. And now up comes Remy Dumont. I'm sure he would love to get Martinez a chance to bat here as well, who's on deck. He's had 3 great at-bats. Fastball on the outside for a leadoff strike here. Get ahead of the batter, 0-1. That one just a bit upstairs, a little higher than the last one, so that's a ball, 1-1. Dumont struck out in the second, popped out to first in the fourth, and then in the seventh. His last time up, he reached on an error, and it was a grounder to third. Down low for a ball, 2-1. Called strike at the knees, and that evens it up at 2-2. Dumont with the 2-2 coming. Here he comes. Baker rearing back. And it's a full count. That one missed. Again, overthrew it, did Baker, just a little bit. And he missed away. Full count to Dumont. 1 out. McDonald at third. Here's the payoff. Strike 3 called. 10th strikeout for Baker, and that was a nasty pitch on the outside corner. Jose Martinez had a big 2-run shot last year in the playoff game, the home game that was hosted here by the Hilltoppers that Durfee won. It ended up being the difference. Comes in now. The potential tying run, if he goes deep here, will be tied at 2. McDonald at third. Here is Martinez with 2 down. And he swings through it. 3 great plate appearances for him. 2 walks and a ground ball out mixed in, but really made Baker work this afternoon, did Martinez. That is hit to right field. Robertson backing up, squeezes the glove on it, and that is the ball game. Hilltoppers made a little bit of noise in the 9th, but just too little, too late in this one. Baker is the story. Very, very impressive. Just 2 hits, one of those an infield single here in the 9th. That tells you the story right there. 10 Ks on the day by my count. 2 walks and then 2 base runners reaching on errors. Other than that, Toppers could not solve Justin Baker this afternoon. Coach Seed saying that he was one of his best pitchers. Well, hit the nail on the head pregame because Baker was dominant. A complete game shutout for the Whalers. They hand Durfee their second league loss. So Durfee now 5-7 overall, 1-2 in the Big Three, and the Whalers 4-8 overall, 2-2. They'll finish in the league. They're done with league play. Now, again, Durfee not out of it in terms of the league. Brockton is 2-1, and Durfee 1-2. They have to settle it Friday. If the Hilltoppers can beat Brockton and sweep the Boxers this year, it'll be a three-way tie for the Big Three, which means all three teams will get in the playoffs through the conference. Otherwise, at 5-7, Hilltoppers got to start winning some ball games. Got to win half your games, and now they're 2 games below 500 over the halfway mark. So there's some work to do for Durfee. Next game up is Brockton on Friday, weather permitting. Hopefully it'll be a little warmer then. Signing off from Skip Lewitt's Field. Final score one last time. New Bedford 2, Durfee 0 in Big Three play. Evan Massoud, we'll see you soon.